Good evening to you all. From here in Presbyterian Park. This is KDKA. You're listening to Pioneer Radio. Yes, my goodness. Well, Jimmy Soup Cutlets gets us started with a quite the line drive catch. Getting the first out of this game between the Chicago Teetotalers and the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. Umpty Poole was the first at-bat. On the mound tonight is Walty Barnes for the Presbyterians, who gives off the first extra ball. It'll be an extra base hit as it gets right past the glove. No, it'll be a single. Crispy Yellow opts not to round first and go to second. He's on with a single, and this is Moopy Pound Cake taking on Walty Barnes, who's 2-3 this season, 4.84. And ERA, this is his 8th start of the season. 15 strikeouts in 44 and 2/3 innings pitched. He will get Moopy Pound Cake out, grounding out Jimmy Soup Cutlets. Throw to Zimbabwe. It does move. It does, however, move Crispy Yellow to second base, bringing up Bowtie Harvey, who's in today for Howie Bangett at shortstop. And he gets him striking out to retire the side. I was going to say the man hitting 10 home runs, replacing Howie Bangett. Not too bad placement you can have. Well, on the mound today for the Teetotalers, giving up the opening leadoff single to Jimmy Soup Cutlets. That's not for Jepson, that's incorrect. It's Tupahunis not having the best of seasons. If we're being honest, he's 0-4, 6.44 ERA, 14 strikeouts, however. He does seem to just kind of get himself into bad pitching situations or bad matchups. And that is Weld Boopa moving Cutlets to third already with no outs. That's a single, putting him on first. Bobway shows bunt, but thinks better of it. Zimbabwe batting .366. And that's going to be a huge extra base hit. It's going to be a line drive all the way back to the warning track and the wall. Zimbabwe is in with the double, standing up, and he's going to bat in the first 2 runs of this game, making it 2-0 in favor of the Presbyterians. Presbyterians, after dropping the final game to the Debonaires, find themselves 3 games behind. With Shrewd Bland grounding out. It keeps Bobway at second, so that's the first out of the game. Oh my goodness, well that just hit Tupahunis right square in the face. They get the out of Pope Lactavius III, but that is going to be it already for Tupahunis. In comes Jepson Schwanwit. Very surprised that he's the closer, so perhaps they're just getting him to get some innings in. He's going to give up a single on his first at-bat. That was Og McQuart. However, Mermospep does ground out for out number 3. Goodness me, 3-0. However, an injury that we will have to get caught up on for the Chicago Teetotalers. Tupahunis coming out of the game in the first inning. Lavender Saddlebag starts off with a single up the right side. Here at the top of the second, Better Thrusty is going to continue it on with another single as well. 2 batsmen who have made their way back into the lineup. Saddlebags don't have the highest of averages. Better Thrusty batting .235, but he's only played 10 games. 4 hits from 17 at-bats, so he's not got a huge resume to really pull from. He stays at first. Nevada Escargot pops up in foul territory. Shrewd Bland with the catch. This brings us to Ren Bugby, the center fielder. Batting 274. He is, however, batting 312 with runners in scoring position, and there is one on second. That is Lavender Saddlebags with a leadoff single. Excuse me. Fills up the count. 1 out. Fouls it off to stay alive, facing Borty Bongs. That is high into the air. And caught by Welt Booper. I think too much of a lead for Saddlebags. He could not tag up. I think that wasn't also a bit too dicey. And it now goes to Jepson Schwandwich. Who grounds it right to Jimmy Soup Cutlets for the third out. And he takes the mound. He has come in for an average of 1 inning per game. So this is a bit unusual, I think, for him to be coming in. Last season for the Teetotalers, he had 6 saves in 16 games that he appeared in. He does get a strikeout of Ray Bradley to get things started. Only his second strikeout this season. The man with 2 saves in 8 appearances. Giving up a single to Borty Bongs, the pitcher. However, the Jimmy Soup Cutlets pins into a Fancy Dan to end the inning. That Fancy Dan brought to you by Fancy Dan. Follicle products put more fop in your quaff with Fancy Dan and their varieties of hair treatments, tonics and elixirs such as crimping powder, styling salves, and of course gelatin-based tonics and hair lubricants. Umpty Pool grounds out to start the inning. Here in the top of the third, 3-0 in favor of the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. 40 Bongs on the mound. Crispy Yellow. Oh, a jumping Mamo Spep, however, to industry. A solo home run puts the Teetotalers on the board by a score of 3-1 now. Crispy Yellow with home run number 10 for him this season. And that's the first run scored by Chicago today. They did get a 9-8 win in the first game of the series. Movie Pound Cake will report out number 2 by grounding it out. Road to Barboy in time. Pittsburgh still chasing that first place. They had such a close opportunity to do it in their final game of the series with the Debonaires to tie first place. That was topped up, caught by Poplak Cavius III with that one. So the one home run, the only scoring chance for the Teetotalers. It's 3-1 in the bottom of the third. And while Cooper takes the plate, had a single in the first, hits it hard, and is it got the distance? It is going to bounce off the high wall in center field, right into the glove of Ren Bugby. Welt Booper is on with a stand-up double. It's double number 9 for him this season. Jim Bobway coming up to the plate. Hits it right to Lavender Saddlebags. Grounds out to the second baseman. The throw to Yellow in time does, however, move Welt Booper with 1 out to third base, bring up Shrewd Bland, who pops that one high up into the air into right field. It should be a sacrifice fly. It is Umpty Pool with the catch. Gets him tagging up. Oh my goodness, he outran the throw, beat the runner. I don't even know what to say at that point. What a throw by Umpty Pool to bring us to the end of 3 innings, top of the 4th. That was Bowtie Harvey popping up into center field. Bray Bradley with the catch. Well, Susie, that was Lavender Saddlebags. My mistake. I was misreading my score sheet. Better thrust. He gets his second hit of the game. Single right to right field. Normal step with the fielding, and it brings up Nevada Escargot. That Fancy Dan double play. It was not the typical way we call the Fancy Dan double play, but it was brought to you by Fancy Dan Follicle Products. Put more fop in your quaff with Fancy Dan. Try their new sorts of hair lubricants, sculpting epoxies, and of course, crimping powder. Why be a Mitchell when you could be a Fancy Dan? Nevada Escargot will continue to move the chain with a single, putting the go-ahead run at the plate in the form of Ren Bugby, who's going to smack that one right up the center. Puts him on with a single, and it gets better thrusty. Sliding into home, so that is an RBI single for Ren Bugby. That is RBI number 11 for him this season, his first hit of the game. Brings us to Jepson Schwanwich to McQuaid to Zimbabwe. A Fancy Dan to end the inning. So 1 run scores. It's 3-2. Pittsburgh maintains the lead going into the bottom of the 4th. Thanks to that Fancy Dan double play brought to you by Fancy Dan Follicle Products. Put more fop in your quaff with Fancy Dan. Jepson Schwanwich going into inning number 3 for him. He came in late in the first inning. He's not used to going this long. This is going to be an interesting thing. Maybe perhaps he gets Pope Octavius the third striking out. Perhaps there is some life for him as a relief pitcher. He does seem to have the control, and he gets it to line out right to Lavender Saddlebags. Og McQuaid, 1 pitch, 1 hit. 1 catch, and the man batting 375 is quieted. Normal step, 0 for 1 today. Is going to hit that one high, but only to the warning track. Ren Bugby makes it a 1-2-3 inning with the catch. And Jepson Schwanwich moves Chicago into the 5th inning. Umpty Pool starting things off. He's 0 for 2 today. He did have that outstanding double play completion by catching the sacrifice fly and getting the runner at home. He does, however, ground it out to Pope Octavius III. Bring us to the man who hit the home run in the 3rd inning, Crispy Yellow. He is 2 for 2 today. It will not stay perfect. He will ground it right to Zimbabwe, who takes the short jog to first base. Out number 2, here's Moopy Poundcake. Moopy Poundcake, top of the 5th. 0 for 2 today. You're listening to KDKA Pioneer Radio for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the entire country. America's first ever radio signal. It's KDKA. My name is Steve Chuckroast. You're listening to the Pittsburgh Presbyterians baseball commentary as Moopy Poundcake grounds it out to Black Davis III. Brings us past the halfway point of this game. Bottom of the 5th, Bray Bradley starts things off by going right to Crispy Yellow. Schwanwich makes the jog over just in time. Forty Bonks, who grounded right to Bowtie Harvey, playing shortstop today. And that will do it for Jepson Schwanwich. In comes Big Peters. So the bullpen, pretty unconventional today, but facing the top of the order now. Big Peters gets Jimmy Soup Cutlet to ground out right to the shortstop, Bowtie Harvey. Throw to Crispy Yellow in time. Big Peters is 2-0 as far as decisions go this season. He's pitched 24 innings across 14 different games. 7 strikeouts, an ERA of 6. But at this point, it is very much a matter of just a team effort as Tuba Hunis, the starting pitcher. We don't have an update on him. He came out in the 1st inning due to a vicious injury. Inside. Bowtie Harvey gets his first hit of the game, a single up the middle, bringing us to Lavender Saddlebags, who had a single to start the second inning. He will keep the chain going with a single up the middle. Spray Bradley retrieves it. It's runners on first and second. Brings us to the 2-for-2 better Thrusty. It's really been a good find for Chicago left fielder. He unfortunately, again, commentators curse, I suppose. He pops it up into left field. His counterpart in left field, Walt Hooper, gets the catch. And it's the first out of the game, of the inning, bringing us to Nevada Escargot. Third baseman, 7th in the order. Batting .299 going into today's game. He's 1 for 2, so that will up his average. As will a single up the middle. Throw not in time at home. And Chicago have tied it up at 3 apiece, thanks to an RBI single from Nevada Escargot. And they will take the lead, it looks like, on this Ren Bugby single. Yes, it is. Bugby, a second RBI single of the game. He makes it 4-3 with his second RBI of this game. And his 12th of the season, 1 out. Brings us to Jepson. Excuse me, it was not Big Peters, pardon me, who pops that one up. And we go to the top of the order with 2 outs. Umpty Poole has yet to record a hit today. That is fouled off. He takes strike 2, so 1-2 the count for Umpty Poole. Pops that high up into the air. Should be out number 3. Waving everybody off is Jimmy Soup Cutlets, and Umpty Poole has been kept quiet today. With 394 average, 21 RBI, 9 home run. Batsman of the Chicago Teetotalers has been kept quiet by Borty Bunks, and the Pittsburgh defense. That is something to be celebrated. Wells Cooper gets things started. He grounds it out. That was for Bowtie Harvey, the throw in time to Crispy Yellow. Big Peters still on the mound. Imagine Borty Bunks may not make it into the 7th inning. We'll have to see what his stamina is looking. He was a little tired as he went to the dugout, but you know, these Major League ball players, these Continental League ball players, they've got major amounts of pride. As Bob Boy will ground out to Lavender Saddlebags, throw to Yellow in time. 8 pitches so far from Fig Peters. Shrewd Bland. Surprisingly quiet. He 0 for 2 today with a sacrifice fly that did not result in a run scored. It was a failed sacrifice. Double play. Bringing Walter Hooper, calling Walter Hooper out. I must say, for a man who hit 4 home runs in 1 game, oh goodness, when I say it that he hits it to industry. A solo home run. Shrewd Bland. My word. My word, the man is leading the league in home runs, and he's done it again, tying up the game for the Presbyterians, 4 apiece, bringing us to Pope Lactavius, the third with 2 outs. A solo home run, his first hit of the game. Shrewd Bland, you just never can tell when he's going to unleash the fury of his bat. Lactavius hits it high and far. I don't know if it's got enough to travel. It's going to go right to the glove. Corner of fair territory and into the glove of Umpty Poole. Very unfortunate by Lactavius. I think it just barely lacked the zip, the vim, and the vigor. Well, Shrewd Bland does hit it to industry, brought to you by Industry Brand. Colognes, perfumes, and fragrances. If it smells good, well then it must be industry. And if it's industry, then it must smell good. Crispy Yellow leads off the top of the 7th as Borty Bunks stays in this game. He's at 70 pitches. Gets Yellow to fly out to Spray Bradley in center field. Gonna get Moopy Poundcake, it looks like, right to Pope Lactavius III. Throw to Bobway in time. And he is giving the Presbyterians every chance to win this game. by going long, by not having them worry about their bullpen, giving the bullpen a rest, facing Bowtie Harvey, who's been kept quiet as well. 3-1, gives a bit of a groinial adjustment. And he will walk Bowtie Harvey, so perhaps fatigue getting a little bit of the best of him. Lavender Sandbags is 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. And that will do it for Borty Bunks. It will bring in Jig Fliggleston out of the bullpen. 10.39 is his ERA. He's got a 1-0 decision and 1 save. But he gets an all-important out, getting Lavender Saddlebags and bringing us to the bottom of the 7th. So Borty Bunks last 6 2/3 innings. Bale Scottish seems to be coming in for Mermel Step as a pinch hitter. He will in fact round it out, so I'm not sure whether going to fit him in. As that was Og McCoy with the first out and brings us to Spray Bradley. That is fair. Bad contact by Bradley. It's retrieved by Pound Cake. Throws to first. It's a 1-2-3 inning. They're going to put Scottish in right field, I suppose. And starting things off is better. Thrusty hits it to end it. My goodness. Jig Fliggleston. That is home run number 5 hit off of him this season. That is better Thrusty. I think that's his first home run of the season. But again, the man has not played that many games, but I can't understand why you wouldn't at this point. I mean, he's been lighting the bats on fire for Chicago. Here in the top of the 8th, he gives Chicago a 5-4 lead, a very slim margin. Nevada Escargot will hit it up into the air, and it's just into the shallow part of left field. Caught by Jimmy Soup Cutlets. Ren Bugby, high and foul, unable to get there in time as Dale Scottish. 1-1. The count, he pops it up again. Jimmy Soup Cutlets says he's got it. And he does in fact have it for out number 2. Big Peters will stay in, so he will go and pitch the bottom of the 8th for Chicago. Ball 1 high for Jig Fliggleston, and it's going to be a ground out right to Cutlets. Throw in time. So the Teetotalers have batted around 4 times, 5-4 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. A home run from Better Thrusty, the difference maker right now, and in comes Knob or Butter. Who will ground it out, Knob or Butter, batting 261, grounds it out, and that is out number 1. Top of the order is Jimmy Soup Cutlets, gets hit number 2 today. It's going to be extra bases. He's in with a stand-up double all the way to the warning track of right field, retrieved by Umtipool, and that resembles the tying run on second base. He is well group up, 317, but 346 with runners in scoring position. He doesn't score Cutlets, but he gets on with a single, moves Cutlets to third. Jim Bobway had a 2-run double in the first inning. For a man batting 366, he's batting over 400 with runners in scoring position, 414. He makes contact on 93.5% of the pitches. My statistician will give me all this. He, however, is going to hit into a fancied and double play to end the inning. Well, that does not do what needs to happen, and it brings in Bolt Velocidad to pitch the top of the 9th for the Presbyterians. Bolt Velocidad has an ERA of 7.20, 3 wins to his credit. He gets Umpty Pool to go 0-5 today, which is not something you really can say too often about that man. My goodness. Well, the pitching for the Presbyterians has shown these just moments of brilliance. However, unfortunately, bits and pieces here and there have gone awry, and the run support has not been enough. So Crispy Yellow facing a 3-1 count, and big scratch of the anus by Mr. Velocidad, his younger brother, of course. Starting pitcher, I believe, for the Boston Ruvians. Butters Velocidad. But the boat himself coming out of the bullpen. 1 out. He does walk Crispy Yellow, bringing us to Moopy Poundcake, who's also 0-4 today. It looks like he's going to pop up to Bale Scottish in right field. Put out number 2. Keeps Yellow at first base. So again, Umpty Pool, Moopy Poundcake, 0-for-10 together. In fact, you had Crispy Yellow in there. That's 2-for-14, but of course Yellow with a single and a home run. Bowtie Harvey smashes it into center field for a home run to industry. A 2-run home run for Bowtie Harvey gives Chicago a 3-run lead at this moment. And you can just feel the hearts of the crowd start to sink as Lavender Sandlebags, with 2 outs, takes the plate. He's going to ground it right past the glove of Og McQuaid. He's going to be on with a single. That was not good contact made by Sandlebags, but that's his 3rd single and his 3rd hit of the game. Bring us to Better Thrusty, 3-for-4 with a home run and 2 singles. Takes strike 1, 1-1 the count. And he will ground out right to Pope Lactavius III, who makes the throw to Zimbabwe for out number 3. Well, what was a 1-run lead has now become 3. Dim Barron coming into right field for Umpty Pool. Interesting strategy. Shrewd Bland does start things off for the Presbyterians. So it is Bland, Lactavius, and McQuaid. Not the least of batsmen to face. And Peters is really making Shrewd Bland work for it. He gets him, striking out looking. Well, that doesn't happen all too often. Here is Pope Lactavius III, over 3 today. He's going to start off with a single as his first hit of the game. Does put him on base. Brings us to Og McQuaid, who had an RBI single in the first inning. Gave Pittsburgh their 3rd run as it batted home Zimbabwe. Pops it up high into the air. Should be an easy catch for Dim Barron, who came in for Umpty Pool. It is out number 2. That brings us to Bale Scottish. And Derry Hamper will come in to get this final out. However, instead he gives up a single right up the middle to the glove of Ren Bugby. So the inning will continue. Spray Bradley has an average of 323 with runners in scoring position. There are 2 outs. He represents the tying run of this game. Fouls it off for an 0-2 count, facing Derry Hamper. And he gets him striking out to end the game. Well, that will do it. A bit of a late charge, but it was the 9th inning that was the undoing for the Presbyterians. The final score of this one: the Chicago Teetotalers, 7 runs from 14 hits. The Pittsburgh Presbyterians, 4 runs off of 11 hits. That is the 2nd game in a row that Pittsburgh will have dropped to Chicago. Their 3rd loss in a row, having lost their last game of the series to the New Ohio Debonaires. Chicago, however, they have now won 2 games in a row, of course the 2 from this series. They have improved to 16-16, 500 even. Pittsburgh dropping to 18-14, so only 2 games behind Chicago, or 2 games ahead of Chicago, and now currently 3.5 games ahead of New Ohio, who I don't believe are playing today. They play tomorrow against Milwaukee after beating them 6-1 in the first game. The winning pitcher is going to be Fig Peters getting the win. Jig Fliggleston records the loss only in his 1 1/3 innings pitch. He did give up in the 5th run, which was the go-ahead run for Chicago. Derry Hamper coming in for 1 out. He does get a save. So I chuckle as in that's about the easiest save you can get. It is save number 4 for Derry Hamper. So again, he comes in, gets the final out of the game, and records a save to his record. We thank our friends at the Honeywheat Tobacco Company, which are bringing you fresh hand-rolled cigarettes grown in the fabled tobacco roads of the Carolinas, for sponsoring the 1920 Finest Standards of the Day for the 1920 Continental League season. League-wide, of course, the 3rd Finest Standy of the day is Crispy Yellow, going 2 for 4 with a home run. Better Thrusty is the 2nd Finest Standy with a home run and going 3 for 5 today, but the Finest Standy of the day getting a fresh complimentary carton of Honeywheat cigarettes is Bowtie Harvey, going 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run that solidified the win for the Chicago Teetotalers. That is the Honeywheat Tobacco Company humbly requesting that you smoke wheat every day. Well, the series continues tomorrow with on the mound the aces for both teams. Malort Jepson for the Teetotalers taking on Ivory Trinkets for Pittsburgh. And hopefully the Presbyterians can avoid being swept and get back to their winning ways. That is it for us today. My name is Steve Chuckroast. You're listening to KDKA. The music will continue here on Pioneer Radio for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We will see you again tomorrow for the radio broadcast of the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. Until then, the game has ended. Go in peace.